Okay, I keep trying to make this horizontal 2 weeks in a row, but for some reason it says the orientation is locked. So um, it's not letting me do it horizontal. So I guess for those of you holding your phone, this is easier. Hi Joy, hi Jacqueline. I just don't think it looks as good on YouTube doing it horizontal. Hi gang bang banger. What's up with that? What how'd you label your YouTube channel? Gangbanger. Just curious about that. So yeah, horizontal orientation is not working out today. So we'll just have to do it like this. Let's see. Hi Derek. Who else do we have? Hi Anandit. And Nan is here. Hey, hey, hey. So I'll have to figure that out between this week and next week, how to make it horizontal. So that's what I'm used to, and that's what I think looks better on YouTube, especially for those watching on a computer. Hi Justin, hi Donald, good morning. Frank is here, hey, hey. Ananda, yes, I always start my day with 4 cups of lemon water. I had 4 cups of lemon water, and then I added this Young Living Vitality drops to it with electrolytes. It's like a lavender lemon flavor. So something new I'm trying out. And then of course, breakfast. I got my smoothie ready. Today, it's a very simple one today. I just put, you know, Justin, I don't know, the verdict is out. I use a lot of their essential oils. I started using so much of their essential oils that I signed up to like be a distributor because I like it so much. Their Vitality drops, I don't know, I'm just starting to use it, so I don't have an opinion yet, but the flavor's good. But yeah, like, yesterday I was very stressed out, so I was using the stress away stress away oil, and then I was doing some roles on set where I had to cry a lot and be sad, and then I got Joy, this oil Joy by Young Living, which I really like. When I'm like trying to figure out what to do, and I like there's so many options, I like put on Clarity. And this morning I was trying to choose categories for my dad's book. I'm uploading my dad's book yesterday and this morning, and trying to pick out what categories and what keywords to use. I put on brain power. I put it in my hands, and then I kind of swirl it around, or I smell it and put it on the back of my neck, because you're like the part to your brain, I don't know what that's called, it goes down to the back of your neck, and that's a good place if you guys use essential oils. Putting it on the back of your neck is a good place to put it. Some people use, people who are prone to sadness or depression, they'll put like Joy, they'll put the oil on their heart every morning. And then like last night and before bed, I put lavender on the bottoms of my feet, and that helps you sleep better. So different uses. And then I have like a what's it called, like a diffuser, and I put a few drops with water in a diffuser, so I'm smelling in the calming stuff or whatever I'm going through at the time. Okay, we got a few people joining us today. Hi Barbara, hi Justin. Thank you, Jacqueline. She says, you're so pretty, Catherine. Thank you. Nicola's here. Hello. Joy Stoney says, what's your favorite video you've done on your channel? You know, what I have most of on my channel is like advice videos. Since I'm a life coach, an encouragement coach, I call myself, I have a lot of videos that give people advice. But as far as like favorite videos, I would like probably tend to something more creative. So I like my poetry videos. Poetry is kind of my love language. So if I think I have, you know how they do playlists? I think I have a playlist for poetry videos or poetic prescriptions. And if you go down through those, you'll find some kind of, I call them like cineverse, like a cinematic depiction of poetry verse. And I've made sort of like music videos, but without the music, with some of my poetry. So I'm not just only reading the poem, you'll see different visuals that enhance what the poetry is saying. Probably the most recent one I put up, which was last year, was one called Drastic Plastic Surgery. And it's based on a poem from this book, Poetic Prescriptions for Eternal Youth, Examining Earthly Beauty from a Heavenly Perspective. And if you want to get this book, you can get it for free by going to poeticprescriptions.com/free book. So you can pick that up and see it, or you can just go on my YouTube and watch the video for that. All right, let's check in some of your questions. But yeah, I think for my channel, I like my poetry videos. Okay, let's see. All right. Hi, Olivia. Justin says, I followed your TikTok and I really want to get a picture with you. Aw. I just had a fan meetup when I was in, well, it wasn't a meetup, it was like a random run-into when I was in Las Vegas last weekend. And I got a video maybe I'll put up of meeting this fan and talking to her and stuff. So we'll see. I might put that up. Derek says, and thank you for the gift, Derek, will you be my mentor again? You know, Derek, that's something I haven't been taking on. I have not been taking on new people to mentor. I get dozens and dozens of requests every month. And I feel like I don't have the bandwidth to do that right now because I have so much on my plate that I already don't feel like I'm getting done. Piles of work to go through and do, and stuff I need to do for my family that I've been kind of neglecting. So I don't have the bandwidth to take on another mentee right now. Barbara says, essential oils are great for you. They help with stress and other things. Yes. Justin's asking, what's your favorite Dhar Mann video? You must be new to my channel. I made a video here on my channel called the 8 favorite Dhar Mann films that I'm in. So I talk about like what my favorite 8 are that I've ever done out of like 150. Frank asks, how's your father doing? You know, it's up and down certain days. I talked to him a couple weeks ago and he was like, I sure hope I live long enough to see my book come out. And my mom was going to go on a trip with me in March, but it's become really clear to her now that she cannot leave my dad by himself. So, you know, it was health initially, but now it also seems like his mind is starting to go. So definitely want to. So the good news is the book is edited, it's formatted, and last night I tried to order a proof copy so I can go through it and make sure it's good before it comes out. So the goal is to release this on the 13th, The 100 Air, a memoir of generosity from the house painter next door. So this is my dad, Donald W. Foster. That's him singing to his sister. I think that's his dad. That's my dad canoeing. That's him as a little boy with his sister and his doggy. That's my dad when he went to Stonehenge. That's his uncle. Different stories, all different stories throughout about generosity and how to be generous even if you're broke. How to be generous if you don't have a lot of money. You know, being kind, caring, giving, putting good words out there. So it's coming right along. It's just like sometimes I feel like the clock is ticking. Okay, let me see. Nicholas says, love your necklace. Thank you. Eli was helping me this morning pick out the necklaces, and I wanted to wear the colorful one, and he wanted me to wear the butterfly one, and I said, why don't I just wear both? And that makes us both happy. Okay, let me check through your messages. I do have, what did I label today's live stream? How not to be broke or something like that. We'll get into that in a minute. Rodrigo just came back from Mexico. I was going to go there in March, but we decided there's just too much going on with family and doing, you know. Nicholas says, I love essential oils. Nana says, I have, so she's got an essential oil called Thieves that she uses for her immune system, and lavender for sleep and calmness. And she has the tangerine oil, but she hasn't used it yet because she forgets what it's for. Okay. All right, now I'm going to solve your problem. I've got this book called First Edition of the Essential Oils. So I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to look up what your tangerine oil is for. Look at that. I turned right to the page. If that's not God, I don't know. All right. Tangerine oil. Okay, the plant origin is from Mexico. Tangerine's essential oil is high in limonene content. It's a great booster for the immune system. Its medical properties are antifungal, anti-cancerous, antimicrobial, anti-tumoral, relaxant. It helps digestive. It's antispasmodic. It's a digestive aid. It enhances your circulatory system. It's immune supporting, rich in limonene, which has been extensively studied in over 50 clinical studies for its ability to combat tumor growth. And it looks like it helps with obesity, insomnia, irritability, lung health, learning and memory support, Alzheimer's, liver problems, digestive problems, blood purification, magnesium, parasites, fluid retention, skin care, anti-aging. I'm gonna have to get me some of that tangerine oil. You got it from Young Living too? You have the same oils, I think. Note to self, tangerine oil on my next order. Okay, we're kind of all over the place today, aren't we? I guess that's what happens when we do Q&A. Everyone's got something different on their mind. You guys are very talkative today. Let's see. Have you seen Amanda Klein on Dhar Mann? No, Rodrigo, I don't know who that is. Olivia says, Katherine, I would like you to come to dinner with my advocate. I will have to decline. I cannot go to dinner with everybody who asks me. It's just too much. Joy says, my stomach hurts, but my day is good. Okay. Yeah, the Thieves oil you have, Nana, is also helps get rid of COVID. So it's good for that, among other things. The reason it's called Thieves, for those of you who don't know, it helps fight all kinds of plagues and major sicknesses. And back during, was it the Black Plague or the bubonic plague? I'm not sure which one, but there were so many dead bodies dropping dead everywhere out in the streets. And thieves would put this oil on their hands to rob and steal from the dead bodies. But I forget which plague it was, but they would get so sick they could die. But if they put Thieves on, they did not get sick or die from what everyone was dropping dead from. Interesting, huh? Donald says, who's your favorite poet? Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's so many. It's hard to name. I'm gonna have to think about that and get back to it. Okay, Dopia Is it Dopia or Dopia? I'm feeling really insecure about my life, especially today, and I'm crying a lot. Please, if you have any advice, I would love to hear from you. Greetings from Italy. Pardon me, I have like a frog in my throat. Well, I think I would need more details. I don't know what you're feeling insecure about and what you're crying a lot about. It's probably, this is like more of a conversation, but there are probably some things to ask yourself. You're crying a lot. Are you grieving over somebody? Did somebody die? Did something happen? It's hard to give advice when it's kind of a vague question. So I would have like tons of questions for you on what you're crying about, what the insecurity is due to, and I would be probing in more. Donald says he likes Poe and Whitman as far as, and I do like Poe. He's good.
Mommy,
yes,
you need the iPad.
You need the iPad? Can you ask Timmy for it? Timmy, can you please get Eli the iPad? Oh, and go wake up Daddy. Tell him to get you guys ready for church. Okay. Okay, let's see. I have sad news. I found out my neighbor has passed. I'm sorry to hear that, Nicola. Let's see, guys. Let's see what you're asking. We got Jarell here, Nana here, Louisa's here, Cover Chloe. As a life coach, do you have heard of sessions, or do clients ever get mad at you? Yeah, I've had one client get mad at me. It's not a normal occurrence. But, sometimes that's, if somebody hasn't dealt with their emotions and they're not totally in control of their emotions, as a coach, you're always trying to kind of give people a little push out of their comfort zone, because you don't want them to stay the same, right? You want them to grow and you want them to improve their life. So sometimes if people haven't totally mastered their emotions yet, they can get mad at the push and feel like you're pushing me too hard. So it's an interesting dance. Knowing how to deal with someone who's pushing you beyond what you feel like you can accomplish, because a lot of times you don't see yourself yet in a totally positive light or feel that you are capable of achieving certain goals, but your mentor or your coach will see more in you than you see in yourself. So they kind of see like, it's time to push to that next level. It's time to go a little bit further. But if you're scared or feeling insecure about it, sometimes anger and pushback is a way that people deal with that. So, maybe people have been mad at me without me knowing, but as far as like while I'm on the phone with someone, I've only had one person get mad at me. So normally it's something we can talk out and I can press into. Okay, I see this brought up some anger issues for you. Like, where is this coming from? And we have to peel back the layers, because sometimes, I don't get upset when people get mad at me, because it's kind of like self-preservation. When people feel scared that you're pushing them to do something they don't think they're ready for, it can be a normal reaction. So, when my coach is pushing me to do something I don't feel comfortable with yet, or go beyond where I think I'm capable of, I start to ask her a bunch of questions like, well, where are you getting that? Why should I do that? How is that going to help me? Sometimes if I can just get behind why the suggestion is there, I can calm down and I can let her know, okay, this is why I'm pushing back, or this is what I'm scared of. And that's helpful, because then she can talk me through, because sometimes our fears are false fears. They're not like real, something real is going to happen. Like, I use speaking, for instance. Speaking is the number one fear. Public speaking is the number one fear in all the world. above death. Death, I think fear of death is number 2. People are more scared to speak in public than they are to die. But the things that they're scared of are kind of not, they're not life-threatening, you know? You're scared someone might not like it. You're scared someone might make fun of you, or, you know, it's not anything that is really to be feared. You know, speaking on stage a lion isn't gonna come maul you to death. You're not gonna people aren't throwing spears at you or trying to shoot you while you're, like, there's nothing to have real fear about, like, running for your life, right? It's just like, oh, they might judge me. Oh, they might make fun of me. Oh, I might mess up a word. You know, we think, oh, I might get it wrong. Well, it's like, big deal. Everyone messes up when they're talking. You know, oh, I might look stupid. I mean, it's just something you got to do more of and get over and kind of get out of yourself and not care about anymore. I mean, if you saw how many videos I put, I mean, if you watch my YouTube channel at all, you see I got a video coming out. I think maybe it's already out. I had like barbecue sauce on my face. I still put the video out. You know, sometimes I've watched videos back where I've had like spinach or broccoli stuck in my teeth or blueberries. I still put the video out. Like, I care less about what I look like and trying to look perfect than I do getting the message out to people. Hey, Angela. So, you know, that's kind of a long explanation, but I say all that, like, sometimes we just have to dig deeper, right? Okay, gosh, you guys are there's so many comments today. This is amazing. Amazing. Okay, let me see what we got here. Let's see. Derek wants to know if I'm wearing heels right now. Who wants to vote? Who wants to guess? Could be 50-50, right? Who votes that I am? Donald says, would you recommend tea or herbal tea? I think herbal tea is better. I try not to ever use caffeine, and I don't think it's good for our bodies. Okay, well, the verdict. Here's the verdict. Woo! I have got burgundy army boots on. What do you think about that, folks? Burgundy army boots. Definitely not wearing heels today. I'm serving in the children's ministry at church today. So I'm going to be playing with the little babies. No need to wear heels. Via says, I'm noticing in some Dhar Mann videos, a sentence starts out in one scene and finishes in the next. I'm going to tell Maria that I want you. Scene 1. Scene 2 is out. Yeah, they've been doing that a few times. I think sometimes they learn different filming techniques and then they want to try them out. I noticed that for a few. Let's see. Joey asks if I can draw. I've tried, but I'm not successful at it. My husband says I draw like a 5th grader. I don't think that's a compliment. Tinky Winky's here. Super Cool is here. Do you like Batman movies? I haven't seen them all. I'm not really into superhero movies because I feel like it's not like a story I'm drawn into, like a human interest kind of story. Justin says, any plans for being in another Dhar Mann video? I was in one last week, and I was in one the week before that, and I'm in 2 this week. So I'm still planning it. Frank said Dhar Mann did a video on pain pills. The only problem is he didn't show the audience the withdrawal symptoms when someone abruptly stops taking them. It's absolutely horrifying. I'm not sure if I saw that one. I know in the short form content it's sometimes hard to get the whole picture in and all the beats and all of that, and you know, that's one thing about the short form content. Like, sometimes it's a hard leap to go from where it starts to like the happy end. Like the resolution is so quick sometimes it doesn't always feel authentic, but when you have such a short amount of time, it's difficult to do the whole, you know, everything there is to do in you could do that like in an hour and a half movie, but in like a 10 or 15 minute short film, it's very difficult. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I could see how that would have maybe even just touching on it a little in like a flashback, showing someone on the ground or having a voiceover saying it was really hard to get off, or so, even just like touching on it probably would have been helpful. And I feel like, you know, at the rate they put out films, 4 films a week, I feel like it's not always easy to explore making the best scripts out there, you know, because like when filmmakers make short films, like a lot of filmmakers I know in Hollywood, 1 short film a year, maybe 2 short films a year. I've rarely ever met someone who can put out 3 or 4 short films a year, and we're talking about putting out 4 a week. So, you know, it's good for what it is. It's not gonna be Oscar level quality because they spend months. They spend months and sometimes years crafting a script to be at that highest level to cover everything. So, you know, I think they do a good job for what it is and the amount of time they have to do it. Hey Blake, good to see you today. Good morning, Orly. Good to have you here. Nicola asks, what's the first video I did with Shaunte? I don't know if this is the first, but it's, I think, my most memorable. My favorite video with Shaunte is the one on the airplane, where she was shaming me for breastfeeding. All right. Joy asks how tall I am. I'm 5'4.5" or 5'4 3/4", depending on who you ask. I usually round it up to 5'5", but most people think I am much taller. Like everybody I know thinks I am much taller. And when you see me sometimes acting, I seem very tall next to a lot of people, but I'm not. That's the crazy part. Okay. Blake asks, would you ever be a guest speaker at other churches and around the country? Yes, absolutely. I'm doing more and more speaking. I've just been working on my keynote speech and other speeches. Oh, Karen's here. Good morning, Karen.
Today's sponsor is...
Thank you for the gift, Angela.
Oh wait, why is it doing this again?
I don't know how to rotate it this way. It's like vertical.
Well, anyways. Focus on, there we go. Today's sponsor is...
Today's sponsor is
Honey Nut...
Legos.
No, my sponsor is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay.
It's so delicious and healthy.
Okay.
Honey Nut in it. Can too.
Okay.
Not sponsored, by the way.
No, not sponsored. You got your Legos? Yeah.
Sponsored by Legos.
No, it's not. There's not sponsored. If it was, they could maybe give us Legoland tickets for this summer. Wouldn't that be fun?
Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay. Yes, I'm using my phone right now, and I usually use my phone. The last 2 times it wouldn't rotate horizontally, so I don't know what I did wrong. Yeah, so super cool. Army boots are not heels. She is not wearing heels today. Okay, Olivia said she's interested in my online course, but she doesn't have that kind of money. Do you have any free lessons or plans at a reduced price? You know, I've got my entire YouTube channel is full of free lessons. But yes, I can give you a taste. I just decided to do this because I'm putting out my book, hopefully in April, called You Are Worthy. And so it's based on the course. It's a smaller version. It doesn't go as deep as the course, but it's a smaller version of what's in there. And you can get a taste of the course. I have an entire lesson I'm putting out for you guys to see free of charge. So if you want to see one of the lessons, which has 3 20-minute videos, so it's like over an hour of content of the course for free, you can go to KatherineNorland.com, just spelled the way my name is spelled, /worthy gift. Can someone put that in the chat? KatherineNorland.com/worthy gift, because it's from the You Are Worthy course and I'm giving it as a gift. So worthy gift. You'll be able to see. I am updating that. I'm re-editing those videos right now actually, but they're up there for you to get a hold of. So take a look at that and you can see you'll get a lot even just from one of the 12 lessons. I have 12 lessons. 12 lessons and over 20 videos in the You Are Worthy
Mom,
course.
do you want to try Honey Nut Cheerios?
No, I do not want to try Honey Nut
Why?
Cheerios.
It's gluten-free.
I got a smoothie.
Mom,
Good.
please.
This is
Please.
grapes,
Please.
wild blueberries,
Oh, man.
cucumber, and barley grass, spirulina, and moringa leaf powder.
Quick question. Do you like Cheerios or Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Timmy wants to know if you guys like Cheerios or Cinnamon Toast Crunch better. Nicholas says, I want to be like Giovanna and Katherine. You meaning like doing this kind of videos and stuff?
Mom, keep going way down.
Hey, Timmy, stop.
I'm not going way down to see what people like.
Okay, yes, KatherineNorland.com/worthy gift. And when you type it in, there's no space between Katherine and Norland.
You like it just like Lucky Toms.
Okay, so
I do not like Lucky Toms.
we're gonna get into our topic for today. Could you go and shut the door? Please go get dressed for church.
Yes, Mom.
Dad, we need to leave by like 9:10. Okay, so the topic, I think I put the topic for today is are you broke or why are you broke? And I got the idea to do this because my coach put out an audio recording, a lesson called The Spirit of Opulence. And I think it was based on Thomas Toward's NLP, cognitive behavioral training, but it had to do with living from the awareness of your oneness with God. What does that mean? Are you aware, like for you, are you aware that when you are one with God, you have everything you need? Are you aware of that? So when you are aware of your oneness of God, unconditional love is a natural state. So there's ways that you act in your life and having courage. So acting above courage, you act a certain way. And if you're acting below courage, like you're not using your courage, you're acting a certain way. So acting below courage is thinking, oh, it's all about me. It's all about me. That's acting kind of below courage. Acting above courage is when you're thinking of others and you're putting others first. Samuel says, I am also autistic and OCD. Well, I'm happy to have you here. My son has both of those things going on, the big one, and some other things too. So welcome, you're right at home. So what do we need to start living from, like the vibrational frequency that will manifest what we want in life. So you hear those words like, oh, vibrational frequency, it sounds so weird, and manifest, like what does that mean? So when people say stuff like that, it's hard to like, well, what am I supposed to do with that, right? Do you ever feel like people, they talk like, manifest your dreams? Well, that's just basically meaning what you think about, you bring about. You know, putting your focus on things that you want to have instead of things you don't want to have. And, you know, as far as vibrational frequencies go, you can measure kind of where someone's vibrational frequency is by what emotions they're carrying, what emotions they're holding on to. And Nicola says, with your lessons on why are you broke, are you on about finances? It's not just finances. You could be broke mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, emptied out inside, not having enough joy, not having enough love, not having enough peace. You're going to be vibrating at lower frequencies if you're stuck in like tragedy, sadness, depression, those vibrate at lower frequencies than like peace and joy and love, which vibrate at higher frequencies. Oh, this is kind of cool. I'm standing here and it looks like I have a crown. Boop. It's my worthy crown. Boop. Got that worthy. You're vibrating at different frequencies. So being in a higher vibration, like even just, let's just look at it this way. Being positive is a higher vibration than being negative. Now, when it comes to manifesting your dreams, which basically is bringing them to fruition, right? Bringing them out into the open, bringing them from this great idea I have to something that I'm actually living in and having in my life, whatever your goal is, whether it's a job, a career, a husband, a wife, whatever goals you have, getting an A in school, when you vibrate at a higher frequency, living in positivity, you're much, much, much more able to manifest those things you want in life. Just think about it. What does this mean for you? Well, for you, if you think about it, if you're thinking of something like, I'm going to get this great life partner, they're going to be like all these things, and we're going to have such a good time together, and we're just going to have fun, and I'm going to have someone to talk to, and we're going to hold hands and go for walks and cuddle on the couch watching movies, and all this stuff you're thinking, and you're positive and you're happy about it. The chances of you having that person in your life is so much greater than if you're going around going, there's no good guys out there left. There's no good girls out there left. Everyone's a jerk. Everyone's a cheater. No one even cares to cuddle anymore. Everyone just wants to go right to wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. No one's cares about the stuff I care about. Negative. Which one do you think is more likely to find the partner of their dreams? The one that's positive about it or the one that's negative about it? Seems super simple, right? But yet we go around a lot of times unaware that what the level we're vibrating at and what we're speaking over ourselves. I can't do it. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. It's too hard for me. It's not going to work out. I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to graduate. And then we expect to have our dreams happen when all we're doing is vibrating at this low level, complaining. Complaining is such a low level. Such a low level. You don't get the things you want in life by complaining that you don't have them. When you're complaining that you don't have them, you just have more of less. You have more of less. Complaining about things you don't have makes you stay in the place where you don't have, because all your focus is on what you don't have. So then you're spinning that cycle. But if you start to open up a little and start to think, what could I have? Even if you're not there where you can think positively and speak about your future in a positive way, even if you just open up your mind to the possibilities and start asking the questions instead of every guy out there sucks or every girl out there is a gold digger. What if you just, instead of going, no, my perfect, beautiful person is out there, if you don't feel like you can make that leap from down here to up there yet, there's a middle ground that will help get you there, right? And the middle ground is to start being curious, to start asking some questions like, what if there's a girl out there that wasn't a gold digger? What, better yet, not, gold digger's negative, right? If you say not a gold digger, then you're still focusing on the gold digger. So even when you're in the question realm will get you out of the negative and complaining realm. So instead, I would turn the question around. Instead of saying, what if there's a girl out there who's not a gold digger? What if there's a girl out there who likes me for me? What if there's a girl out there who likes me just the way I am without having to drive a Lamborghini, without having to have six-pack abs? What if there's a girl out there who likes Pluto as much as I do?
Hello.
Could we be buddies? You know, and you start to, what it does is it opens up the realm of possibilities
So,
for you.
sorry, y'all, but please, it's distracting the live stream.
Yeah, tell Pluto to go sit outside.
Pluto, sit outside.
Okay, now take him outside.
No. Oh, Pluto, bite me.
Okay, go. So
Fine.
what this means for you is whenever you're in a negative place, whenever you're in a funk, whenever you're down on the possibility of having your goals and dreams happen, you start to, if you don't feel like you can make the leap to, like, yes, my dreams are going to happen, to, what if my dreams could happen? What if I'm wrong about this negative stuff? What if it's possible for me to make it happen? And then the next ladder up, you go from the negative complaining to like questioning, what if it was possible for me to make that thing happen? Then you want to get to the next level up. You start looking up people who've done it. You know, what is your thing? Has somebody found that perfect person? Or maybe you're missing some limbs and you want to do sports and you think, well, what if I could still do sports even though I'm missing some limbs? Then you do the research. You start to find other people who are doing what you want to do with issues like you have, right? Brittany says, nope, I'm in the hate men era and that's how I'm going to heal. We're just going to respect that. Yeah, you are where you are. For wherever you guys are, you are where you are. And if you're not, this is for what you're looking for. If you're not looking for a man, then you don't go through this. You don't go through this process. But if you ever want to have a man in your life someday, you have to go through the, what if not all men are jerks? And then the next level, what if there is actually some good guys out there? What if they can respect me? What if it, and then, you know, you find like models out there, people who've gone through and done what you are doing. Mahamud, no, we're not ending just yet. Honestly, I just kind of got into the teaching. This might be a two-parter because I feel like this is really important. Once you've found some role models of people who have what you have or are doing what you're doing, then you can realize you can start to take notes from them. Start to, you know, this is where it gets important to like read autobiographies, read biographies of people who've gone before you and who've made a difference doing what you want to do, or people who found love, or people who've, you know, whatever it is, people who found love after divorce. Whatever your thing is, you find someone people who've had, you know, been in the Olympics even though they're missing limbs, or whatever your thing is. People who've climbed the highest mountain even though they're blind. Whatever is going on with you that you feel like you can't achieve some dream or goal in your life because of this thing, you go from the negative to the questioning if it's possible, and then to turning the negative questions into positive questions, then finding someone else who's done it, finding social proof that it's possible. Then the next step is you learn from the people who've gone before you and who've done it. The step after that is you start to say, what can I take from their journey? What can I take from their lessons? You start to devour, you know, their books, their content, their videos, and then you go, you know what? I could take this. And then you start to say, I could do this, I could do this, you know, I could do this. And suddenly you're at the next level up because you're starting to apply the things that someone who's been successful at it has done, right? So you start to apply it. What happens when you start to apply it is you start to live into, this is the person I want to be. This is the person I want to become. And when you have made the decision that this is who you are, this is who you want to become, you're this person that attracts this type of thing, you're this person that's a race car driver, you're this person that is the best scientist, you know, in the country, you're the person that attracts the ideal mate, you're the person that makes the best sales, whatever it is. When you believe that, now you've changed your identity, and the next level up is you start to live as if that is who it is. You start to live, and by live I mean you start to take actions every day that are in line with who you now see yourself as. This is like this is the important part, because there's a lot of you that have these dreams, but you're down here not knowing, like, negative about it, like, I don't think this is ever going to happen. So you have these dreams, and sometimes you'll make goals to get to those dreams. You're in the negative place, but you really want to be up here. So you will make these goals, and you'll have this goal poster, and you'll be like, this is what I want to do, and you'll declare it to the world, or you make it, and every year at the end of the year, you're like, it didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? I didn't even get close. Why? I tried, I attempted, I did this. But the thing you're doing that you don't realize you're doing is you're sabotaging yourself, because you haven't got here yet. You haven't changed your identity of who you are and who you see yourself as. So you still see yourself down here as this lowly person that's not going to get it, even though your dreams are up here. So because you see yourself down here as this loser, this person that's never going to make it, this person that's not smart enough, or whatever enough, fill in the blank, whatever enough, rich enough, famous enough, built enough, whatever. So you don't see yourself here. So the actions that you take, our behaviors and our actions are determined by our identity, what we think of ourselves and what we say about ourselves. This is why my course, You Are Worthy, and the upcoming book is so important, because what it is, it's an identity shift, right? Knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you have, like, you just as you are, without doing anything, achieving anything, being anything different, are worthy to not only have a relationship with God, but to have the life of your dreams, puts you in a completely different place. So you start to have the identity of someone who's worthy. Now, someone who is worthy is going to act differently than someone who thinks they're worthless, right? You see this all the time with women who go back to men who are abusing them. They don't see themselves as someone who is worth being treated right. They see themselves as low and scum. And a lot of that, you know, there's some narcissists out there, some abusers that brainwash you and, you know, take away all, make sure your friends are gone and take away all your stuff. So if you don't have the identity as someone who's worthy, then you'll never carry out the steps that a worthy person would carry out. Is this all making sense? Are you guys getting anything out of this? Should I continue? This could be the key breakthrough for why you don't have what you want in life, and why every time you set a goal, it doesn't seem to work out. You don't seem to get there, because you're not identifying as someone who's capable of having it, who's worthy of having it, who can achieve. But when you change that and you realize you do, Donald says, yes, please continue, then you'll start to act in accordance with how that is. So this is an example I use in my acting career. When I first started acting, I would take any role that came to me. Well, not any role. I've turned down some doozies. But any role that was semi-clean, that didn't have too much bad stuff in it, I would just take any role, because I thought I need to become someone who will be noticed, who's worth it, who can get hired, and I need more experience and more but then I got this realization one day that if I wanted to be a star, if I wanted to be someone that was a great actress that someone took note of, I had to start being more choosy with my roles, and I had to, like, set the bar. Like, would Sandra Bullock take this role? No, she wouldn't. And some people say, but when you're just starting out and you're brand new, you can't be so picky and you can't be so choosy. Well, I would question that, because I did a lot of films where I'm like, oh Lord, I hope no one ever sees that one. You know, as I didn't have the value, the worth. I thought, you know, you just got to take what comes to you, because, you know, you have a lot of casting directors tell you, well, and you have to just take what you're given until you get to a place where you're famous enough to choose your own roles. So that's kind of like a popular thing in Hollywood, is you just take the roles that come to you, and then when you're bigger or famous, then you can pick. But I started to think, what if I was already at this level? What roles would I choose? And I started to switch the roles I was taking based on what if I had already achieved this level. So having that in mind, I started acting differently. I started behaving differently. And you see how much closer you're getting to your goal as we're going up? When you are then doing the things that a successful person would do, it's just a matter of time that those habits start stacking, and then you reach the place you're going for. So it's like if you see yourself as an Olympic gold medal runner, would you sleep till 10 o'clock, roll out of bed and eat bacon and eggs and ho-hos for breakfast? No, you wouldn't. You would behave like an Olympic gold. They might set their alarm for 5 a.m. They might go for a run. They might just have like a green smoothie and go for a run. Like the things that you do in your life are different based on how you see yourself, based on who you see yourself becoming. They see themselves as an Olympic gold medal, so they do all the habit stacking, all the behaviors they need, and they get there. What are you guys applying to your life from this? What do you see from what I've said that you feel like I could apply this? This is going to make a difference. I see where I've been tripping myself up. Do you guys see how this would make a difference for you if you started seeing yourself as the person who could have and become what you're talking about? Okay, Jordan says, what here sitting, Katherine, I decided in my life I was going to be a person that was a mystery age and held back in life because of my visual impairment. I choose to decide my destiny. Yes, absolutely. Visual impairment can't impede your destiny unless you decide that you're going to let it, right? Donald says, even though I have depression and PTSD, I still like to make people laugh and feel better about themselves. Yeah. And to everyone in the trash, everything is going to be okay. I mean that in the chat. Okay. I don't have goals that I'm not proud of. Okay, I'm reading you guys' comments now. Nicola's saying, set small goals that can be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time managing. Yeah, that's the SMART goals that people have been, public speakers have been, motivational speakers have been talking about over the years. Small goals that can be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time managing. There's something to be said about that. And that has helped a lot of people. I deviate from that a little bit with some of the things, but I think that's a good place to start. Let's see, we have Orly asking, what happens if you want to accomplish your dreams, but you have stuff from the past holding you back and issues you are dealing with in life? How do you not get discouraged and continue on? Well, if you know that there's stuff holding you back, and every time you want to do something, this thing keeps pulling you back, then you have to deal with it. You have to deal with that thing and get healed from it. And I know I've recommended different oils to you, like the release oil. I would go through, those things either with your coach or with a therapist, and put the release oil on. And there's a method you can go through to talk about what those things are and kind of release the pain that came from it. You know that you're healed when you can talk about it without getting really emotional about it. You still remember it, the memory's still there, but it's not as painful. And I would recommend going through the Divine Solution again. I don't know if you've been through it lately. So the Divine Solution was a bonus course I threw in when people purchased my You Are Worthy course. I also threw in the mini course, the Divine Solution. That's a good guide too to help you go through and heal from those things, but you got to address them one by one. You may have to go through it, use the release oil, and go through it, each item that's pulling you down, and pull those slivers out, deal with them, and heal from them. Go through the steps in there that show you how to do that, right? That's a good place to start, because if you know something is pulling you back, and I'm not 100% healed in all areas of my life. Just last week I was crying for like a half hour 40 minutes on the phone with my coach on something I've not healed from, that I didn't even realize was still kind of holding me back. So, I mean, we're never going to be perfect. We're never going to totally arrive. I mean, the Bible talks about going from glory to glory. And I guess that's kind of what I've been teaching you today. The different levels, you know, of course they're talking about spiritually. There's so many places to go spiritually, but sometimes we have to go there mentally, physically, emotionally. We have to go through the different levels. Unknown Ball Legend said there was an actor named Jenny Ortega. She took smaller roles. Now she's becoming well known. Cool. Nicholas says, was succeeding in my studies. I sabotaged my success by not prioritizing and doing too many activities. That's another thing. That's for those of you who have tried to reach goals so many times but couldn't do it, and you're not figuring out why. A lot of times we sabotage, we procrastinate, we put off to the last minute. Because we think we're down here thinking negative, like, what if I can't do it? I probably can't do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. We purposely design our life in a way that it sabotages us from achieving what we say we want to achieve and doing what we say we want to do, because we're still not seeing ourselves at this level. So you have to, I'm laughing at Brittany's comment, the divine solution. She's got her eyes big because she's been avoiding it. She's been avoiding going through that, even though she has access to it. And I want to create a book on the divine solution, just as a standalone book, because I just think so many people aren't getting ahead in life because they haven't dealt with the excess baggage, right? Or they haven't dealt with pain that's been inflicted on them. So if you don't see yourself the way and a high achiever would, you're not going to act in accordance to. So you're going to say, I have these goals, but then you're going to do stuff to sabotage yourself. And you can't do that. You cannot reach the goals while not seeing yourself that way, because it leads to behaviors. If you see yourself in a negative way as a loser, you're going to do things not on purpose, but subconsciously. That's going to make that dream not happen. And then you can prove yourself you're right, because we're programmed in a way where we just want to be right. And so if you fail, then you get the satisfaction. It's like, but I don't want to fail. But you kind of do if you see yourself that way, because then you can go, see, I told you I wouldn't be able to make it. Told you I wouldn't be able to do it. Nothing good ever happens for me. So you it's like this, you've heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You basically live into what you think and feel, and then you get even though you go, I don't want this to happen, you kind of get a little satisfaction, like, yeah, I was right. I told you I couldn't do it. Told you I couldn't make it. Told you I was a loser. Told you nobody would want to date me. Told you I'd fail at this thing. Told you I wouldn't, you are back to where did I get sidetracked? Manifesting. You are manifesting this. You are manifesting this into your life, and you are creating this perpetual thing.
What's that sponsor?
You're creating this perpetual thing to keep happening.
Today's that sponsor is, and it's the last one, I promise. Z-Ball. Healthy for your kids, and it plays made by the St. Creole Cliff.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Not sponsored, by the way. Okay. Okay. You want to show your little Z-bar too? Made Cliff Bar, Z-Bar, whatever. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I think this is my favorite flavor. Ice almond cookie.
Yes, your favorite flavor. Okay. Goodbye.
Mommy, can you tell me a story about this?
No, I'm not gonna tell a story about it. Go.
Oh, please tell a story.
I was talking about something really important here, bro.
Okay, fine, I'll leave. Bye.
So I met a life coach a couple weeks ago. He was in the same class as I was in Las Vegas, where we were being mentored by a popular speaker who was on ABC's TV show The Secret Millionaire. And maybe I'll interview him on the show, because I feel like you guys really need this. He said he was a life coach who helped people break their addictions with their current reality. you are addicted to how things are. And you don't even know it. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time with a whole nother, yeah. So I'm thinking that I want to interview him because I think he's got some, I don't agree with everything in his book, you know, but he's got some good pointers that I think, wow, if you guys knew this, it could be life-changing for you, right? We don't always know that we're addicted to our current reality. We think we hate it, but there's secretly we're getting some benefit from it, or we wouldn't stay there. We're kind of addicted to our current reality, our current stress, our current drama. So if you guys would like me to interview him and have him talk about this, let me know, because I think it would be very beneficial, because there's certain stories you're living in that you could break free of and get to higher levels, but you don't even know you're living in this story. So you guys can let me know in the comments if you want me to have him in. I gotta go. I will see you next week.